CJCC stands for Criminal Justice Collaborating Council. The last two words, Collaborating Council, directly ties this program into the Chippewa County Strategic Plan. The first goal of the strategic plan is to coordinate and collaborate with government at all levels to ensure effective and efficient government services. The second goal is strive to enhance our internal operations to better address future needs.
The criminal justice system has a number of moving parts in it, whether it's the law enforcement, whether it's probation or parole, human services. They all get involved in one way or the other, and usually they all get involved in a reactive rather than a proactive approach. We felt that the CJCC program was a way where we can get with the individuals and the departments at the beginning of the process rather than at the end of the process.
The Criminal Justice Collaborating Council creates an opportunity for coordinated leadership and innovation, and it allows the different disciplines that are working in the area of criminal justice to look at what are the results that we're trying to achieve and move forward together in creating the opportunities to find ways we can become more effective and efficient that could lead to better outcomes for offenders that we work with in Chippewa County.
One of the many intentions of the strategic plan is to get everybody involved in an issue working together efficiently and effectively for the best outcome possible to serve the citizens of Chippewa County.
I'm excited to be involved with the Chippewa County Collaborating Council as the coordinator. I've been working with the council since approximately 2012, and we've been working on the development of outcomes and objectives to have a positive impact on the Chippewa County criminal justice system and for the citizens of Chippewa County. In these times of increased economic challenges, a lot of states and counties throughout the state of Wisconsin have formed a Criminal Justice Collaborating Council in order to address these economic challenges. We are looking at forming objectives and taking a look at the whole system, the whole criminal justice system, to see where we can save money and streamline the process throughout the system to have a more positive impact.
The Criminal Justice Collaborating Council is not unique to the state of Wisconsin. In fact, it has been ongoing for quite some time in other parts of the country, and it's really being able to take hold now in Wisconsin.
The benefits for Chippewa County would be a reduction in the pain that the community feels. When a person commits an offense, it just doesn't affect the person and their victim, it affects all the people around them, and it ripples out. It affects their family, it affects their friends, it affects their job, it affects all the people that depend upon them. By reducing the amount of people that hopefully come in and out of the system, we should be able to reduce some of the pain that the community feels.
If the individual sees that we're here willing to help them, they then are going to want to help themselves. And by helping themselves, I think in the end they become a better representative in the community, they help their families, they retain their employment, and they become a sustainable member of society rather than a burden on society.
The key benefits to the Criminal Justice Collaborating Council is to cut down on recidivism or repeat offenders. What we found that if we could get the low-risk offenders to acknowledge you have a problem, address the problem, it cuts down on repeat offenses. It also moves their cases through the systems quicker, and we have less jury trials and we have a better outcome and success stories in the end.
Criminal Justice Collaborating Councils are forming an ability for the key decision makers to come to the table and have open, honest discussions and communication, which will in the long run hopefully have a better understanding of the criminal justice system as a whole. We're finding that evidence-based decision making is bringing about greater outcomes and practices throughout the criminal justice system. We're finding that you can change the process through the system to have better results by using evidence-based practices and data to help us drive our decision making and research.
I think the effect on the Sheriff's Department will be where we go with a potential arrest Do we actually arrest that person? Do we make a referral? And obviously a proxy and the totality of the circumstances will dictate what our officer or officers do in regards to the situation at hand. A proxy is a questionnaire in regards to the individual, the type of potential arrest. It details a number of things such as age, a number of contacts with law enforcement, and obviously what type of prior convictions.
The CJCC will affect the Chippewa Falls Police Department in a way in which we're going to be working within a much larger system, a current criminal justice system, and we're going to be one of those pieces of that system that help try to improve the system itself.
The goal of the Public Defender Office in this whole situation is to have a reduction in crime. Nobody likes seeing the same people coming over and over again. The jail doesn't, we don't. Obviously the people that are being arrested over and over don't enjoy it. I think the community would benefit from that, and obviously we would as well. The other part of the CJCC that is important for the community to be aware of is that when a person is in the system, it affects their ability to be a productive member of the community. By a productive member of the community, I mean a person that is able to make their child support payments, if they owe child support payments, to be a better parent if they're in a household with children, to be a better employee, to do the things that all of us expect out of each other in a community setting.
The benefits will be the information sharing that we have between all of the members of the Criminal Justice Collaborating Council. It's not that we're being soft on crime or that we aren't holding the offender responsible for his crimes. It's that we will be able to service the community a lot better and make sure that the individuals are held accountable and that the system is working to its utmost ability.
Well, the CJCC really will help the courts long term because it brings together everybody involved in the criminal justice system, law enforcement, corrections, prosecutors, public defenders, and judges, and it really will help us treat people who are low risk by diverting them out of the system so we have a smaller caseload. Then we can focus on those that are higher need, higher risk, and those need more help. If we can work with those and get more success with those, that will long term have a good effect in reducing your crime rate.
What I see as some of the benefits coming forth here for the people who reside in Chippewa County, reference the CJCC implementation, is you're going to have all of the entities that are involved in the criminal justice system working together, breaking down barriers, improving communication, and reducing crime for the people who live here. People think that this new initiative is going to be soft on crime here in Chippewa County, and in fact it's just the opposite. We are taking the current criminal justice system, we are breaking it down piece by piece and seeing how we can be better within the system, and we are all working together. And so the soft on crime concept, it's just the opposite. We're going to be better with what we're doing in our approaches.
Well, right now we have an adversarial system where each side advocates their position. And in the end, you hope justice is served. By having the Criminal Justice Collaborating Council, we will share information to see what's best for each individual while still holding them accountable for their actions.
I think that the CJCC will have a very positive impact with the Department of Corrections. It will allow for open communication between community members and county stakeholders, including the department. And the open communication will increase everybody's knowledge on different programs that are available out there and different programs or directions that each department is taking. And it will decrease the duplication of services and also allow for increased services in areas that we are lacking.
Some of the value we also see in the program from a county perspective and for our citizens is when we hope to be able to not necessarily reduce the tax rate in the court system or law enforcement, but if we can see a reduction in recidivism, we can start moving some of our resources in an area where there's more of a help to the individual and the county as a whole.
Ultimately, the success will be in the protecting of the citizens. When we have the system working at its utmost ability, we will have a reduction in crime, we will have faster trials, we will have better outcomes when everything is running at its greatest ability.
It's creating opportunities for us to look at the research, what does the evidence say, moving more from to a more balanced approach between punishment and looking at ways in which we can reduce recidivism and work with offenders in the context of the community.
We'll have to do a study after we've been doing this for a few years and see how things are going. And we'll look at various types of crime and whether we're getting people repeating and coming back to court more often than not or less. That'd be one measure. Another measure would be to see if we're getting more or fewer people coming into the court system overall.
I think the CJCC process, the plan, the implementation of the program is going to take the dedication of not only the Sheriff's Department but all the agencies, law enforcement, the District Attorney's Office, the judges, probation and parole, to make this program work. I think we can all do it. I think in the not so distant future we'll be looking back at today's date and saying, hey, remember when? And again, I think this is not only going to benefit law enforcement, the justice system, but the people of Chippewa County.
What we have been learning is that it's very important to keep low-risk offenders out of the system because of the fact that they can actually get worse. Secondly, taking a better look in ways in which we can intervene and work from a community-based standpoint for those offenders that have mental health and substance abuse issues. Nationally, what's recognized is that about 70% of offenders have some interaction with one or both of those issues. And thirdly, we would like to reduce recidivism in Chippewa County by 30%.
As we move forward, we're going to look at demonstrating success through forming objectives and a strategic plan and looking at the outcomes that are coming out of the changes that we're making within the system. We're also using data and research-based practices already in use through other local county CJCCs in an effort to incorporate what already is working into our criminal justice system here in Chippewa County.
Overall, I think the CJCC in Chippewa County is very positive and can be very impactful. Overall, I think the CJCC is very important and also very positive in a county that takes those steps.
As County Administrator, I'm really excited and committed to the CJCC program for a variety of reasons. I think we can have efficiencies within the organization. I also think that there's value to the citizens that we serve. We've seen this program work in other counties. We've seen its value, and now we're trying to incorporate those values into our strategic plan of the county.
We here in Chippewa County are taking this very seriously, and this effort that we are doing with CJCC is based on credible, reliable research, and it's just not every entity within the system doing what they think is best. This is based on research, and we collectively together are trying to make a better system here in Chippewa County.